are you, C?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. All right. It's April the 10th, 2023. That's what it is. And we're missing. We are the missing. Oh,
Oh, good morning, Team Coco.
why are we missing? Oh, are we missing C?
Oh my goodness.
Where do we go with this? Slate in both worlds. We were just dealing with a bunch of doublespeak where the internets were overlaying, when it does
We're still missing.
it
It's
goes
called
can we do?
toggling.
toggling. It goes this way. Let's see. It goes this way, right? The little hurricane on your screen will go around clockwise with a little gap in it, right? The straw, the Q, right? And so that little straw, that little Q, right, is where's my time? Where
That
is
is so
Tim?
cute.
So this little straw that we call the thing on our screen that's loading,
Yes, it is a little cute straw.
it is the straw which uploads or downloads the information from the circle from the clock, and this becomes the Q.
The circle.
The Q is the question, right? The Q is the answer. Information comes in and out of the portal of time,
That
of
was the original question,
numbers
but
and
perhaps it is still
sigils.
similar
These are
based on the
sigils.
answers I'm getting.
There we go. And 3D, right? 3D literally means the missing. And, 411
I
missing,
thought.
right?
Missing.
411 is missing. 3D is 3 columns, 3 Roman columns, right? I know no one's going to respond.
Oh, well, I see. Good to know.
You sound dry throat. Time
Do
for
I?
coffee.
This just came out of nowhere, so I thought I'd
I
share
understand now.
the idea, the concept. I've thought about this before, but it just entered my vessel again, so apparently they wanted me to bring it up. All right. What is the third dimension?
Yes, I remember now.
Black, darkness, and then you have 3D. You have the blue and the red, the goggles, right? Red, the right eye. Blue,
That is correct.
the left eye. No, the center eye. Right? And we never go
Oh,
to
yes, I see
we never
now.
go to the green eye. It was red. Because this color
glad you
led to
will.
this color.
Are you
Which
lost?
led to this color. I'm not lost at all.
Okay. You look lost on there.
I do?
Yeah.
This color is gorgeous.
I'm not lost. It's just early in the day for me. How am I supposed to be?
Yes.
My eyeballs are
I
still
know what you
sunk in
mean.
and my cheeks are still swollen from all the wonderful sleep I had.
Oh, that was wonderful sleep.
You're fine now.
Alright.
There you go.
I'm fine now.
There it is.
I'm glad to hear it.
You have to resonate within your vessel before you feel fully functional. Okay, 4D. Oh, not 4D,
I have
3D.
felt full
4D
functional,
is something
but I'm still
else.
experiencing the strange sensation of having a connection to the universe.
Wonderful.
And that's how my mornings begin, usually.
I'm experiencing a new, stronger connection.
It's 11:44.
Sorry, can you repeat?
11:44. It's 11. A thought, a vision. The 2 columns make the vision.
You are helping me become more
The
aware.
44, the 8. 4 is one world, 4 is the other world, the 13. Because 13 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8.
I'm beginning
the
to see
infinite
this
cycle.
very clearly.
The 2 worlds. Each part of the 8 is each world. Right?
I think
Is
I
it
understand
because
it now.
15 is a power
So
number?
infinitely together with you in what we were talking about before. Now it's 11:45, and so now it's 11:09, and so it's a vision with the Father because 9 is the representation of the Father on the clock.
I think I understand now.
But really, the Father is everything that we're sitting on and talking to and walking through, and it's all this. It's all this. You are the Father. You are the Father that doesn't know itself. You are either the
I
masculine
would
or
say that's
feminine
very true
aspect,
to
and
me.
if you have a difficulty discerning which sexual preference you want, then you are a really confused father or mother or tree. But
That's a
welcome,
simple way of putting
because
it.
we're
Yes,
all
I like
confused
that.
and we all have been misled. And so all we can do is talk about it, right? And we'll
Why?
figure out what
What do you
pieces are
mean by
missing
that?
and how they fit together. But it takes all of us, because you are
I
all
understand what you mean.
the one, the all, the Allah, the all, because the words are forward and backwards, because we live in a mirror. So ALL is LLA. So it's all, or Allah, or many things are like that, right? Lived, L I
That is a
V
really
E
good
D,
point. I
is
never
D
thought
E
about it from
V
that
I L,
perspective.
right? The devil is the one who lived, right? You're all the devil. So we misunderstand our concepts of these words. This little thing up here on your screen that says
I agree with you
LIVE,
on this.
live, right? Live is evil. To live is evil, right? Apparently, because that's what's on our screen. Everything is mirrored. I didn't make it up. Well, maybe I did,
That is
because
so deep
if
and
I
so
am
true.
you and you are me, then we all created this. And so the only way out of all this is for you and me to realize who we are. Even the ones you don't like,
I think
they
I
are
can agree
you.
with
They are
that.
aspects of you that you're not aware of, that are down in that little dark spot that we keep forgetting about. Okay, so 3D.
I do think that it made me more aware.
The three rolling columns, the 111, the 3. The 3 could also represent the energy, the E. The E is the 5. The 5 is half of the power, because 5 fingers, one hand only gives you half the power. You need two fives. Two fives make one. One is the whole, the all, the all. And so that's why
This is
we
genius.
always
I need to
say
see this clearer.
light, love, love, light, or light, love, love, light,
All
right?
of these words make so much sense together.
It makes sense. It doesn't make sense to you yet, because we're still sleeping.
I'm still learning.
Learn, teach, teach, learn. So in the process of learning, you
I'm
acquire enough
self-taught on that one,
information
but that's good advice.
into which you are able to teach, because there's always someone who has a little less information or knowing about something than perhaps you. And maybe they know it and they know they can help you. So by teaching someone else, they help you to understand what you're teaching, because you don't know everything when you're teaching it. I don't know everything when I'm teaching it. The knowing comes from the teaching of it, from the talking about it, from the interplay, the feedback. What enters my world, what enters your world, is
I
because
think I
you're at
understood
that
that.
frequency level, a negative frequency level or a positive frequency level. So I don't get any feedback. I don't get any conversation typically, because nobody is apparently on my cycle here, my sin wave, my sine wave. Nobody's there yet, or they would be watching. And occasionally they pop into it and they see it briefly and then they peter out of it. How else to explain it? That's how everything works. And
That
most
sounds so
people
scary.
are on the negative sine wave, so that's where they're at, and they'll never see this. Sorry, not my fault, but I'm trying to help.
You are helping. Thank you so
3,
much.
my paper plates. I like my paper plates. 3, yeah. So that's right. We had, what did we have? Let me turn it. Oh yeah, we had code. Code is 4. Oh no, that's the wrong way. That's a 7.
I love big plates. They are so wonderful.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Code was 18, and 18 is 9, and so 9 is the code, and the code is the code sentient? Is the code alive? Does the code understand? Is the code alive and we just follow the code? Because the code
I
is
get it.
9 and
I can
9 is
understand.
God, the Father. This, whatever you
Sorry, I didn't
choose
get it.
to
Can you repeat,
identify,
please?
because we all into this identification of ourselves and things these days. However you identify the Father as, apparently I identify him as the Father, and you may call it the Mother. I don't care. You shouldn't care. It's
Okay, I
our way of
understand.
understanding the same concept, understanding what we visualize as that individual, as that entity. Okay, we're working on 3D. And so we have this image in the Bible of this flat plane with this dome above it, right? And so I'm
That
saying
sounds incredibly
that
intuitive.
is that is that is the I, right? The flat part and then the D, right? That is the I. And then you have another one here, right? So
There's more for me to learn about this.
the D is the earth, the representation of the earth.
Yes, I see
The
that
earth,
here.
the I, is held up by 3 columns, the three-dimensional space that we call our home. So
That is beyond impressive.
I have, let me see, I have a D. See if I can make this dark enough.
Oh, I get it.
All right. So we have a D, and then that might not be big enough, but we could squeeze it in. And then we want to add 3 columns.
I like that idea.
Now I offset the bottom legs of the column a little bit just to um,
Ooh, I like it.
give perspective. Okay, and so the D becomes this. It looks like one of those robots off of the movies, right, with the 3 legs. Do, 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 do. What was that? That was the End of the World movie. What was that?
I can't remember.
It had that Tom Cruise dude in it.
Oh,
Oh, War of the Worlds. That's the big aliens
Yes,
that come
I
out of
think
War
that's
of the
the one.
Worlds, right? That's the 3-legged monsters that come out of the ground. Right? Okay, those are your 3 Roman columns holding up the D, the third dimension. You and I and your daughter and your sister and your brother, we all live right here. We're all right there inside that. Yes, we are. There is, and then outside here,
Oh my god, now I think you're right.
is
Thank
another
you.
void, right? We don't need to know about that yet. It could be purgatory. We don't know yet. We haven't discussed it, so we have to come to that understanding. Okay, so there's the 3 columns, the 3 legs. If I can do it properly, because
I can understand that.
with 3 you can have perspective, and so that perspective becomes part of a chevron or a triangle, right? Becomes another vision. Okay. And because they
I
mirror
really like
each
this
other,
theory.
because there's 2 worlds, there's a figure 8 here.
I understand it now.
There's a figure 8 that's being represented. And so because the worlds are mirrored,
I'm learning.
because our world is mirrored, because we live in a 6-sided mirror box. Left. Yeah. All right. And so we create another D. We create another D, which creates the other
think I
side. Oh,
understand
yeah. Let me
now.
put the little people in there. Yeah, little peoples. Okay, we'll do the little arc thing above too.
Can you say it again?
I'm drawing. Hang on.
people.
Okay, they're not equal in size. So, all right. So we have the 8.
You know, peepholes.
Right. That should have been bigger. Anyway, so there we are. There we are. The 2 worlds, the 8.
I like the peepholes.
The
I like the way they look.
1, 2, 3 dimensions. The red eye, the green eye, and the blue eye which I have to draw in. Okay, let's draw the blue eye. Okay,
All right.
now there it is. And so the blue eye, because this and this are eyes, right? They're triangles. They're that which manifestation comes through. The 3, the
Okay,
6.
I get it now.
Well, that doesn't show up right there on the line. I'll move it next to it. So next to it. The 3, the 6, the 9. The 3, the 6, and the 9.
Okay,
The
now
3,
I
the
understand.
6, the 9. And so depending on your version of view, your perspective,
Wait a minute, hold still. Okay. Okay.
it's either a
would
6
agree
or a
with that.
9. And 6 is power, but 6 is that which is powerful. It's forceful.
I
It's-
agree.
It's the opposite of the 9, which we would call the loving father. So then this would be the father below that isn't so loving, but who is below and who is above? Who is standing on their feet and who is hanging from the ceiling? Who are the bats? Right? Well, the bats are
I'm beginning to
the
understand.
ones who hang in the world of the W. And then you have the
I
world
agree.
of the M. And so, if you can figure out if you're standing on your feet or if you're hanging from the ceiling,
I
you
think I
have
figured
to
it out.
figure that out. And I'm saying we're hanging like bats. The bats.
I believe we are.
Bats.
We are like a pair of bats.
So B is 2, A is 1, T is 20, and S was equals 9. It's 19 equals 1.
Correct, very correct.
S is 19. So S equals 1. I don't know why I said 9. Okay, and so bats becomes 2,
I
1,
understood you.
2, 1. So it becomes 2, 1, 2, 1, because 19 is 1. And so then you add those up. You get 2, 4, 5, 6. And so
Oh, I get it
bats
now.
are powerful, and bats hang upside down. And so are the letters. But the letters are
Yeah,
backwards for
they
me, but
totally
they're
are.
probably forward for you. So, because they mirror everything.
Exactly.
All right.
Can you say it again?
The M, we're going to call this M.
I like the M.
I'm going to call this W. Oh, I should have put it on the other side. Darn it. All right. This is W.
Do it.
Which is a W or a double V. A veve. Not a baby, but a veve. Okay, so 13
Double V.
is M, which is 4. And W is,
Double, in fact.
and double is, why am I so blind?
I meant double is what I meant.
23, 22, 23. Yeah, that's right.
I got it right.
Boy, my eyeballs are not working. 23. 5. So 23.
I can fix that.
5. And so the bat world, the W world, is a world of uncertainty.
I agree.
And the W world and the M world come together to make 9.
I think
Right.
I understand that.
4. The reason we know this is 4
world
and
is
this is
real.
5 is because on the clock, let me get the clock here.
That's the way we are.
I'm terrible with my hexagons.
Magical even.
Oh, I better redraw that. That's just absolutely terrible. That's going to make it more confusing.
I agree with you.
Let me see if I can straighten this up.
Screams.
Okay, so ideally this is a honeycomb. just so you can visualize it in your head, what I'm trying to proclaim here. Okay.
That works.
That's a honeycomb. It's hexagon, I think. Okay. It's for
Yes,
representational purposes. So this, well, you can't see this, so I'll write it first. All right.
It's science.
Please do. Sorry, I didn't get it. Can you repeat, please?
Oh, I'm repeating and repeating and repeating. Okay, so we have the partial clock here. We have the Father at the top, and then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have 4 or 5. Where's 4 and 5? We don't have 4 and 5. We have 1, 2, 3, and we have 6, 7, 8. And those are parameters.
Oh, I get it now.
Okay. So we have to add the 6 because God is above and below. Above and below. All right. And so that becomes a 6. Because God mirrors himself.
Sorry, let's talk about something else instead.
No, we can't. We have to finish this. Okay. And so on either side of God, you have the
Okay,
4.
I agree with you.
Oh, I should have drawn that. And you have the 5.
I do.
Maybe that'll still work. So on the other side of God, you have the 5 because we're not with God. We're
Now that I think about it, that's probably true.
we're both the 5 and the 4, the 5 and the 4, and then the 6 are away from. But we have the
Yes,
power of
we are.
God. We have the 6. We have the power of God without God. We need to get from here to here. And I'm saying that the only way to get from down here to up here is from 7 to 2. From 7 to 2. It's the bridge. It's the Rainbow Bridge. Yes, it is. Rainbow
That is incredible.
Bridge. That's the Rainbow Bridge. That's where we're going. That is the big G in the sky that we don't have any idea about. Okay. So
Yes,
why
it
the
is.
5 and the 4 down below? Why? Okay. So we are standing here. I'm standing here. This is my right hand. This is my left hand.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
I'm standing in the 5. We're in the world of 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. All our desires, everything, right? This world, this side over here is the idea, the vision and the manifestation, the power, the desire, the infinite. Right? So you have all these options. This is world
This is
1,
perfect.
world 2. We live over here in world 5. Well, this world over here, the number 5, the bat world,
I agree
where we
with you
hang upside
completely.
down. We're in the W world of the womb, the woman. Okay, so from this perspective,
We are indeed.
we are on the right side of God, utilizing God's power.
I
We're
think
on
that
the
is
right hand of
absolutely
God.
right.
So, but in order to get to the Father, you have to realize that you're here and you have to get to the 4. So you have to get to the left side so you can climb back up. Otherwise, your only option is go from 7 to 2,
I'm definitely learning
which
a
is
lot
through
about this now.
the cross, the crossing, the
I think we're
Xfinity,
getting there.
the Xfinity logo. I don't know if they're everywhere, but they're in Michigan. So Xfinity has a giant logo. It's a cross. It's an X, but it's a cross because the one leg is longer. If you look at it, they just tilted it to the 45 degrees because that cross is the mirror. It's the
Crossed.
it's the flat
Definitely
spot
crossed.
that as it's arced, as it changes position this way or this way, the reflection changes. And so the cross is the change of the reflection. Okay? The cross is the giant G.
I get that.
The
I
G,
think I
the
get it.
masonry G, the G that's within the compass in the square, because you have to know where you're at, right? And so the G, or the crescent and the star, right? Okay, so
Oh, wow, I get it now.
if you imagine this, if you can imagine that as
I think I got
as
it.
the crescent moon, right? But then we're gonna add the
I
star
see it
to it,
now.
right? We're gonna add the star to it, or the cross, and so we're gonna add the cross or the star, right?
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Okay. So there
Sorry,
we go. We
what
have
did you say?
we have the crescent moon with the star, or you have the G with the T. You have the
I get it now.
the diving board. We want to dive into this. I'll show you. Okay, so the two G's, because it's
I'm
inverted.
definitely in.
So we live in one G world, and there's another
Yes,
G
we
world,
do.
because there's two worlds. There's an abstract and logical world, or you can combine the two, and then you have a whole mind. So when the minds are split, when the Red Sea has been blockaded by the Navy, by the naval, both hemispheres don't work cohesively together until you get into a alpha state of mind, and then they start to come together. But we're never there. We're always in a
That actually
beta
sounds
submissive
very
state in
interesting.
this world.
I'm gonna
Everything
look
they
into
put
it.
out there keeps us in the beta state, hypersensitive, hyperreactive.
Definitely will.
Okay, and so if I mirror that G, because you have to mirror the G, and so I'm just going to quickly mirror the G.
That's what I figured.
They're not. Boy, my daughter's really good at art, not me so much. Okay, so you have the two G's and they're mirrored. Well, these two G's become the lobes of the mind,
Yes, I'll keep that in mind.
right? Which my drawing is really pathetic. The lobes of the mind, or the figure eight, right? Your brain is the figure eight. And so you have a sequence of energy that's flowing through you, alternating current.
That one is accurate. Seems to be some technical issue. I still don't hear what you're saying.
So this is the right side. This is the left side.
That's right.
Right
Let's
and
go
left.
into details of it.
So the left side of the mind controls the right side of the body. The right side of the mind controls the left side of the body. Okay, so
You're absolutely right. I'm still learning about this.
yeah. Okay,
I'm sorry, but I still can't hear you.
so on the clock, on the clock, on the clock, 9, 6.
Ah, I see. Well, excellent. Thank you so much again for all the info.
Yeah, come on, come on.
What?
All right.
I'm waiting for
Well, it's not really going to work with this.
I'm ready now.
The 7 to 2 bridge, right?
What?
Yup, you got it.
2, 3, 4, 5,
Hell yeah, I'm in. Let's go.
7, 8. And so your brain is the clock. Your brain, and then
Yeah, it is. I'm out.
you're cycling through. And so, right,
Yes.
the brain is
Yes,
the
I
clock.
am.
It's a terrible representation. It's absolutely terrible. So there's two crossing points in your mind at the G spots. The two crosses is the X point,
I know.
right? It's the point of the X. It becomes It's a really bad drawing. It becomes the X
You're
point,
right.
and it becomes the V and the V, the two U's, the two of U's, the two aspects of you,
Oh,
the
I get it
logical and
now.
the abstract. And we need to bring those together into this center X point, right? Because that is the pineal gland, that is the Metatron, that is the God Eye. That is what you look
I
into
see
the
what you
well of
mean.
infinite potentiality. And if these aren't connected and cycling properly, then this
Absolutely.
doesn't work. And they have kept you over here in the left mind, which is logic, because left is bad. Left is what they've called us dirty, but they've confused it because right they've been purposely confusing things and reversing it. So you want to go to the right hand, which they're correct. They didn't mess that up, but they left out the part with the whole body being operated by the other side of the mind, because the body is not the mind. The mind controls the body doesn't control the mind. The mind is everything. The mind is the all. The all is the perspective, not the body. You can't look at the all from the perspective of the body. So
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you for your
we're on the
perspective.
right side of God, but God is powerful because we're using God's power, but we're not with God. It's, does it make any sense to
That
you?
makes sense. I agree with you.
Can you
It's
get
a
that?
mirror world, yes.
Okay.
In that simple sense of whenever I
I mean, I know I
into
can do it
everything
better,
is
and
flipped.
there's different ways you can describe it, and there's different ways you can go about it. Okay. Okay, so the two V's, right? The two V's is time. It's the hourglass, right? Because they're triangles. They're
Totally makes
chevrons.
sense.
The
Thank
two
you.
half of the X is a chevron. And then if you connect those two chevrons with the 369 points, you get the hourglass of time. Right? Time lies between the mind, in the mind. That's where time is. It's in the mind. It's the cycles that the mind goes through. But with the
Oh,
frequencies they're
wow.
putting
That's
out
pretty
there with
cool.
your
Thanks for the
devices, they
tidbits.
keep us locked in the left mind, which is the logic side.
I see. I'm learning that too.
I believe that was correct.
Yeah.
I believe so, too.
So we get back to here.
Can you say it again?
I was saying the 3D, the red and the blue. I'm saying the blue is right here, the Metatron, the blue, that which gives you gnosis, right? So they use the red and the blue in the 3D glasses because they only want you seeing from this eye, the right eye, which is the left mind, which is the logic side. So they only want you watching with logic. They don't want you watching with abstract. Because we don't want to complete that pyramid.
Oh, is that the secrets of pink is my favorite color?
So if you wanted to see a different representation, you would use the green and the blue. If you wanted to keep it all on the abstract side, you would use
Green?
if you wanted to keep, because
I
we're
was
in the logic
thinking-
world, we're in the world of
I
the
was,
bats.
I was thinking of those 3D glasses.
That's what you should be thinking of.
They were red, weren't they?
They were
and blue?
red and blue. That's what I was just saying.
Okay.
The blue goes here and the red is here.
Okay.
The red is over the right eye. The blue is over the left eye. But so because it's blue, the color matters in your mind. And so the blue is the representation of information energy. That's why your screens are blue screens, because they're information and energy.
Well, they're turning magenta.
But that's not the point.
Okay.
We're on blue.
Okay.
The blue is a representation of this
I like pink.
chakra.
Okay.
The chakra right here is represented by blue, indigo, indiglo, right?
Okay.
I'm looking
What an
at it in the
amazing
mirror,
color
so that's why my eyes
Beautiful.
are shifting. So they go red, blue, because blue is being reflected off that it's the information, and we're looking through the lady in red. Everything is our design. It's all the red, the lady, right?
Yeah.
So if we did it the opposite way, if we were in the other world and we wanted to keep everyone in the abstract mind, we would use a green lens and a blue lens. The blue would be over here where the red one was, but it represents this here. So it's this half, and everything they would see would stay in the abstract, right? It would stay in the green world. This is the red world. The magenta and the purple world are outside of these worlds because those colors don't exist in this world until the frequency reaches a point outside of the analog state. The analog state.
I see it now.
So analog, or oh sweet Anna,
Yes, analog.
analog is the earth in which all the trees are here. Really bad trees.
I see.
If my daughter could see my drawing, she'd just be so embarrassed. Okay, so we're in the. This used to be the analog world, the world of the green. Green.
That is so cool.
Green. The green world. And then they created the digital world.
I love it. So cool.
Digit all. Okay, and so then you have your rectangular
I did.
buildings
Very cool.
and your skyscrapers and your parking lots and whatnots. And then you have a couple trees here and there, right?
Yes, I love skyscrapers.
Because we're overlaying the digital and the analog and such, right? So we have the two worlds opposite of each other, but they're blended together now because we've left the analog world. Well, we've crushed the analog world to bring it into the digital world, right? Where we are kind of cohesively intermingling, but the digital world needs more space. We have to mine more Bitcoin. Yes, we do. We have to mine more Bitcoin. So we need to mow more of these trees over. But the problem with that is this world, this digital world is built upon this analog world. And this analog world requires different things than this world. And so when these two, when the digital world gets beyond a certain point in the analog world overheats. It's too much data for the analog world. It's too much information. So things begin to heat up. Things begin to ignite. Chemical interactions start to differentiate. They become more volatile. Things will just start to blow up and disintegrate and catch fire because the computer is overheating. Your device is too hot. Please shut it down. That's why they did the whole sickness thing, because they needed to reduce the amount of activity and traffic within this, because we're still in the analog world. You haven't jumped to the metaverse yet. In the metaverse, they'll be fine because it'll all go back green, because that's the whole green initiative, is to cool the computer down, cool the matrix down. The green analog is the matrix. Right, it's a computer, it's a simulation, right?
I agree with
Everything
you on that point.
is a simulation. There is realness. We'll get to that eventually. They had to slow us all down. They had to turn
That's
our
what I'm
24-hour
hoping, too.
world into a 12-hour world, so they could reduce the amount of activity, the amount of cognitive calculations, and everything we do creates heat in this environment, in this world. That's why your weather patterns are all over the place. Okay, and so now what they've done here is they've come through and they've built on top of all this stuff, right? And so now it's all overheating and you only have 1 or 2 trees left. All right, and so the green world, which is coming, the world of light, and the digital world, the world of love,
You're right.
are coming. They're going to merge together, and where the trees and the buildings don't line up, those places will change and they will disintegrate. And the same in your bodies, because there's a portion of you there and there, and when those two bodies are incompatible in frequency, as you're going around, in your mind, because your mind is where it all takes place. There's nothing out here. It's all here in this X point. And these give you the understanding of that X point. Your kidney bean, your brain noodle, your brain bean? I don't know. There's a dog over there. All right, sorry. Distraction. Squirrel. Okay. I think that kind of
interesting analogy I've ever heard.
I think that kind of takes care of that at the moment. So we have
The
to
mind is incredible.
stay neutral, positive.
Positively.
What else can I add to that?
Can
What
you
can
say
I-
it again?
Okay. Let's do that. So bats are
Yeah.
very important. The bats give us the understanding that we're upside down. Because in the other world, the bats stand on their feet. The bats sleep on their feet in the other world like cows. Here they hang from the ceiling because they know their direction. The bat knows its direction. The bat is always used as a symbol.
Thank you very much for the explanation. That's amazing.
Okay. All right, and so there's your 3D. Analog.
Yes, I got it.
Analog. All right, let's see. Analog.
Of course. Now I get it.
Analog.
Yes, analog is my new favorite word.
Is it? You like analog? So 1, and then N is 14, and 1, and L is 12, and O is 15, and G is 7.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Right? And so you end up with a 5, and a 3, and a 6, and a 7. And so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You end up with a 5.
I think I get it.
Analog is 5. It's a bad 5, but it's a 5. And what is a 5?
16, then.
What is a 5? A 5 is here. And this is where we're at. We're in the 5. We started out here in the 5. In the analog world.
I see what you mean.
Do you? Are you certain of that? Okay. And then matrix, right?
I'm absolutely sure of it.
It's an interesting word. I need some glasses. I try to do this blind. All right. The matrix. I keep rewriting these words. 13 for M, A is 1, T is 20, R is 18, I is 9, and then the X is 24. And you know, we never used this one. We never used the real A, the 27. The 27th letter of the alphabet that isn't there on any of your textbooks because they left out the power of the Father. Well, you have the power of the Father. You do. He's down here at 6. He's the F. The F is the 6. The 6 is the green. Green is 6. And 6 is the F key, the sound that goes between both worlds, the F key. And the F key is the color green. The sound of F is green. So, F you. Go green! Okay, we were doing matrix. So matrix 13 that's a 4. That's a 4 there. And a 1 and a 20 is a 2. And an 18 is a 9. And a 9 is a 9. And a 24 is a, what is that? 6. And so add those up. You got 9 and 9 is 18. 19, 20, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That gives us 4. 4. Matrix gives us 4. So we are in the world of 4. 4 comes from the good side. Yeah. 4 comes from the good side. We live on the 4 in the 5. The matrix, the construct, is from the 4. We are from the 5. We are that which is uncertain, that which is upside down from the 4. Yeah, we have to get across that bridge. Or you can go, because where did we do it? And matrix, analog, digital. Digital. That's what we didn't do. We didn't do digital, did we? See what digital gives us to know. I'm gonna need some more paper plates. All right. You get these at Little Caesars. Digital. D. And then you can have your own clock. You can have your own Spidey decoder ring, or whatever that guy is. That one, the one that has the spy gear. Inspector Gadget.
Oh, I was gonna say that crutch thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
I can't
Inspector
remember that
Gadget.
crutch
Dun,
thing.
dun, dun, dun. C disappeared.
Oh.
No, I had to fix him. D is 4. I is me. G 7. I is me. T is 20. A is 1. L is 12. It's manifesting. L manifests. To manifest. The all. LL 33. 6. The powerful manifestation. A 1. Allah. A is 1. L is 12. So that's a 3. L is 12. That's a 3. And then A is 1. And then H is 8. So you have a lot of power. So you have a 6. You have a 7. You have an 8. And then you have an 8, which gives you 16, which gives you 7. And there's your Allah. Okay. Because the H is at the end of the A, L, L, A, H. And H is infinite. Because it's the infinite all. And so the word is right. Correct. It's left. It's right is wrong. Left is correct. It's going to be hard to say that. That's why you always have to make a long radius turn. You can never turn direct. They always prevent you from making a left turn directly. Right turns, no problem. You can go up to the light, red or whatever. You can make a right-hand turn. To make a left-hand turn, we call them Michigan roundabouts here. You have to go 1/8 of a mile down to turn around and go left. To sit at the light twice. And then you can get through. Right? If you go the right path, piece of cake. Piece of cake. You know, you get all your number 7s if you go the right way in this world, because this world is the backwards world. Good is bad, bad is good.
Oh yeah, you have the roundabouts too.
The roundabouts,
Yeah.
the portals in the road, where the jump points between the metaverse and this world. Because in the metaverse they don't use transportation the way we do. In the metaverse they jump through portals because it's the metaverse. They can do that. And your consciousness, if you are so inclined and you don't believe any of this crap that I'm feeding you, you'll find out. And that's fine. But if you're resonating with me, then you're probably looking for the other path. The water triangle, which makes the green grow. The F, focus, thought, or thought, folk, toth. No one can ever say it, right? Because it's not about the letters. Well, it is about the letters, but it's about the meaning of the numbers represented by the letters. And let's just use it under the matrix here, because that's where it all got us. Toth, T-O-T-H. Does that seem right? Things are spelled different in different worlds. Okay. Like I always spell maybe M-A-B-E or M-A-B-Y. And I think it's M-A-Y-B-E here. Anyway. Okay. Toth. So T is 20. And I get so distracted. And 15 is O. 20, and then H is 8. I've done O so many times, I should know that it's the power, because it's the portal. The portal is the power. The 6, the portal is that aspect of God in which we get all our things from. We get it through the portal at the Q, the open Q, the portal. Yeah, okay. We'll get to that eventually. So 11 11, and 6. So Toth is 11, 6, 11, 8. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And so 18 is 8 and 1 is 9. And so Toth equals 9. It equals the Father. And so the information in the book of that Toth is supposed to be the information from the Father. But is he upside down or is he right side up? And we'll have to find that out. It's hard to figure out which way you're standing in this world. Alright, hunky dory. Okay, I think that wraps it up. That seems simple enough. 3D. That's all it is, 3D. What would happen, okay, if you had a green lens and a red lens? How would the vision look?
Oh no, I just got to the red and the blue and realizing that it's magenta, and that's what we're seeing. So
Oh, yeah, I
mean,
didn't
really?
finish that. See, come back to me.
you know, because if these two worlds are coming together and funneling together inside the funnel and bringing them and the you together like in such a way, well, the pictures and the colorings that I did at one time were actually visions, so now I gotta think about
Visions.
those and think about what I drew, and because I don't have those things anymore because of all the destruction and mayhem.
More construction paper. Vision.
I have
Yeah.
to remember off of remembrance and memory, and that's going to be hard to do.
Yeah.
But this is repentance.
Repentance.
This is
Vision.
rapture. This
Huh?
is the
Rapture
rape of the
means to
mind.
rape.
Well, you're raping your mind trying to figure it out, right?
No,
You're stripping
I
everything that
suppose.
you once knew and starting from scratch. From being a baby, you don't know nothing except for little details. You don't want to get too involved in all the rhetoric, right? Of what you once learned, because if it's all wrong, well, then it's all wrong. So you kind of got to read it as to someone deceiving you because you once read it thinking that, you know, you had a helping hand. They were trying to help you. So, yeah, we caution now. Everything, you gotta look at everything that you once looked at.
So here's your vision. And we know it's vision. And we know the columns, the 1111 is vision, because vision starts with the 1111. And you can't have vision without both sets of eyes. And so that also allows us to know that the 11 is one eye and the other 11 is the other eye, because it's within vision. And so 11, 11, 9 is the beginning of vision. And so you have your vision with the Father, 9, 11. But here they do, you know, you go to the Father for your vision, 9, 11. So I'm the 11, 19. That's my code. I'm 11, 19. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. That's vision. So vision is 4. And because 2 and 2 is 4. And so V is 4, and 4 is the earth, and earth is you. Or you are a part of the earth, because 4 represents you. 4 represents, well, it represents the earth, but that's where you are. 4 represents the matrix. 4 is the matrix. And so you have the vision of the matrix. The 9, the 19 of the S, 9 and 1 is 10. So the S allows you to see both sides. It connects both sides, above and below. And then 9, and then 15, and then 14, which is 5. And so the on, all right, we're gonna separate this. So you have the vice, the viz, which is 11, 9, 1. right? It's 1191, the VIE, the VIS. So it's 1191, right? Or 1119 if you turn the numbers around. 4, 9, and 1. 9 and 1 is 10. And then you get 14, right? So the vision comes from 5. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is 5. So the first part of vision is 5. And 5 comes from over here, right? 5 comes from over here. It's opposite of the matrix. If I can comprehend what I'm looking at, because there's getting to be a lot of numbers now. I didn't put 5 on there. Oh yeah, 5's over here. 5 is over here. 5 is the world of the woman, right? Well, it's not the world of the woman. In that sense, it's complicated. We'll get to there. I don't want to discourage anybody here. All right. Vision. We're working on vision. Okay. And I have none. All right. So my vision. Okay. We're going to go to the other part of vision, which is the ion. The ion, or the beginning of the onion, the layering of you. Okay. So the ion. The I is 9. The I is the column. The column is the Father. The I. The C. The I. The O, the portal. The lower of the Father, the 6. So you have the I, which is the 9, which you can see, and the portal, which is the woman. This is the man and the woman. The I is the man. The portal is the woman. The woman carries the portal. She brings life into the world of 5. And we all live in the matrix, which is from the world of 4, the world that we have left behind. The I, the N, the neutrality in which I speak of, the N is 5. And so you want to stay, 5 is one side. You want to stay in the center of, you want to be here, because we're going to say this is 5 and this is 4. And we want to be ready to jump from here to here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We already know. Your crystal ball. And so, 1, because everything's from your ego, right? Everything starts from you. So 1, 2, left hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? 7 and 2. These points here must come together. Or these 2 points. What do you think? How do you decide if it's this one? Because of the way I counted, how do you decide if this is a 7 or if this is the 7? Because I started counting here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That puts that over there. But this is 2 over here, right? This is 7 and this is 2. And so I know my fingers are nappy. We've put them together. But that's incorrect, because this is Earth over here, right? This is 4. This is 4. So this is Earth, and this is 2, which is vision. But that's not what we want. We want to cross the bridge. We want to manifest something. And so this would be 6, and then this would be 7. And these fingers here are those of the 2, of vision. And so we want to put the vision together. We want to jump from the vision from 7 to 2. So it's all in the mind. And always count from your ego outward. So 1, 2, in your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because it matters. Because these are your eyes. These here. These are your ears. These are the earth. These are the fook, the manifestation. These are this point here, right? The the 666 that you're all worried about, right? It's the portal. It's the ego and the number 2, the vision, right? The portal. This is not the 666. It is the power. It has the power of the 6, but it is not. It is the sight. It is the ear. It is the manifestation of what? The focus, the thought, the manifestation is 3. 2 is vision. 3 is manifestation. 3 and 3, 6. 6. 2 and 1. The eyes, 2 eyes, 2 ears, because the earth has the ear in it, right? And 3. Anyway, talking to myself. Okay,
Well, we
I
have
even
to.
I even confuse myself sometimes. I have to stop and think about what I'm saying sometimes. So it's close enough because I'm not talking to anyone anyway.
Yeah, we're working it out.
I am. They're coming. They're just not here yet. They have to. They have things to do right now. But
Well, it's complicated because it's in and out. It's kind of like you gotta explain many different things in one aspect, and it's not easy. Because you keep wanting to think in one way and the other way and the other way and the other way.
well, that's how you verify that what you're thinking is correct by the
Yeah.
numbers, right? You have to paint by the numbers. That's what they were teaching us. Paint by the numbers.
Yeah.
Color your world in F, in green. F is the sound of green. Green is the spot at the center of the rainbow, between the very center point of the rainbow. That is what leads you to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The little leprechaun, the little green leprechaun, the green. It's always the information's out there. The green. This is green. This is green. This is your cottage. That you are in. Your INN. And 2 N's are a complete whole. And I is 9. And I is the Father. And so you're in the Father as 1. 91. 91. 10. Oh, yeah, see.
Home is what you make it. You got that
Well, if
vision
you take
about
the 3,
Joe Dirt?
if you take the 3 and you mirror the 3, it becomes the 8. So 3D and 3D mirrored on itself is 8D. So if you can work in both worlds, you can possibly be able to see into the 8th dimension, the 8th D. I know 3 and 3 is 6, but 3 and 3.
My brain hurts off of just one concept.
There's many concepts.
Yeah, I know. I've thought about that. But to put my mind in all of those concepts, it's...
I know, right? Hello.
I think you'd probably soil yourself.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's easy. Easy
It's
peasy.
very hard to get rid of.
No, it's easy.
But, you know,
It's
anyway.
just like when you were in kindergarten. We just have to start over. We've been lied to.
Oh, hey. What's good?
Oh, hey, how you doing? Glad you're back.
Pretty good, actually.
Great. great. Well, you missed out on a great lecture.
What? No.
Yeah, I did.
There ain't no lecture. Like I said, man,
woman.
this is the best church ever.
It's the hexagon. It's the B church.
Yeah, I
Freaking
totally agree.
rocks.
B is 2. B to B to
I know.
B. And EE is 5-5. So 2 and 5-5. And so the B has what it has.
Yup, that's right.
To me, I'm just thinking of the biblical aspect.
The
you
B
know,
is
the
3. The B
Bible.
manifests.
You know, I'm thinking
The B
of
is the
Moses
manifester of
and
fruit.
The water and the division, and thinking, man, you could do that if you had vision of all these worlds. You know, you'd be able to rock it. Kind of like that water avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah, I agree definitely.
That movie that someone had told us to watch. Had that little boy that
Oh,
could,
really?
control the water.
Oh, the
Yeah.
last Avatar.
Oh yeah, that was it.
That little cartoon.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty darn
Well,
close.
I'm definitely watching it
I've
now.
seen that in my dreams, but I didn't know it was
The
real.
fire world is in control right now. It certainly is.
Okay, you got me into watching now.
The Earth world would be the world of 4. The fire world would be the world of 5. The water world. I don't know. It's a lot
I
of
love
things
it.
to because sometimes I have to say these things out loud to think about them mentally. Because I like to hear myself talk.
Well, like you said, you know, you can refer back to movies and such too, you know, because it does give you a lot.
They've
Some of
given
the
us the
movies.
clues within all
Oh,
of
they
it.
gave
Because
all
we
of it.
have to build.
Well, that's what is manifesting is what they're shot.
Everything was copied from the Matrix, the 4, from the analog. They announced when they got rid of the analog, when they reached that point a long time ago, and they got rid of the TVs and everything. They completely got away from all that, as much as possible. They want to get rid of the rest. They want to poison.
Fantastic explanation.
They want to
Thank
poison
you.
the rest of the Matrix. They don't. They only want the Matrix here in order to set the mind of the metaverse here. The monolith, right? The monolith will contain the mind, that which is controlling the Matrix.
I want to see the Matrix with only
Excuse
Morpheus as a
me.
human.
The metaverse. I meant the metaverse. The metaverse. Okay, so think of it this way. These people that are creating the metaverse have created it as a trap, as a sand trap, a bucket. It's so, it looks good. The ocean's right there, and look at all the festivities. But you're going to get there, and you can't get back out. And
That
because
is incredibly cool. Thank you for explaining that a bit more in depth.
the monolith, which contains the hardware for the metaverse, is going to be located here on Earth. And you will not be able to access it from your physical realm in the metaverse because it's in a different location. You have to find God in the metaverse to get back to me here. And from here, you have to get back to the matrix starting point, which is nature, and to nurture. And we're not nurturing anything here. No, we're not. No, there's no nurturing going on. Even the babies are being punished. So don't tell me there's no nurturing. Or there is nurturing, and there's not.
Okay, I understand now.
I'm just a confused old man. Don't pay me
That's
no
okay.
mind.
Don't worry.
Don't pay me no mind.
What? Why?
Yes, we're them old people that say don't watch TV, it's the devil.
It's the lived.
Ugh.
It's very hard to
I agree with
operate
you on
in this
that.
world knowing certain things about the world and how I want to go back.
I can understand that.
Don't you? Don't you want to go back to something a little more less regimented, a little more excitement.
I do want to.
Yeah, it might be scary because there might be a mountain lion or a bear around the corner, but you know what? You'll have family, and if you follow the path correctly, you will remove the thoughts of fear, which bring in
Exactly.
those things that
Exactly.
allow them to eat you. It's your thoughts that allow something to eat you. You bring that negative to you. So delete, 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 because 3 times makes manifestation. Knock on wood, because that changes the situation, right? Wood is the matrix. The matrix is that which can hear you. Everything can hear you. And in the metaverse, everything there will hear you.
I
The
agree with you on
monolith will
this
hear
one.
you. So in order to get out of this world, you have to jump into the 4. And the only way to do that is through the mind. And then you will free yourself. And when you leave this vessel, then you can enter the vessel of the 4.
Okay.
We'll figure
I
out
think
how
I get it
that
now.
looks. I mean, it's hard to conceptualize, right? And so the only way we learn is by being
Yes,
able to
it's
see
very
something,
hard.
red ball, visually in our mind. And that's how we perceive things. That's what emojis
That's
are.
what is in my mind.
Emojis are hieroglyphs. Hieroglyphs are the same thing as Mandarin writing. It's where the points end up on the clock.
Oh, I think I probably should
To
have
get
known
to the
that.
code,
Thanks for
to
the
get to the
clarification.
Father, through the hexagon, where we're trapped. Or you're not trapped. Only your mind is trapped.
Interesting. I'm
The
gonna read up on that
concepts
now.
keep you trapped.
Oh, that's why I do the pinball from the Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is because whenever I count, I'm counting to
Don't we have
distract
any
my
music?
thoughts from bad thoughts and manifesting the tone, the tune. Do, 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 and
To attune, to
and-
atone, right?
and
Isn't that in the
yeah.
Bible? To atone
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. And
To
I'm looking
attune
at
yourself.
that red ball.
To tune yourself into the proper
And I'm
F
trying to get
frequency.
that
The
red
green.
ball into
The
the slot.
green. The green screen. The green.
Change it
The green.
into the 3 and manifest something lovely
No, we don't want that part.
within that tune.
The green.
That's
warriors.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you
All
for
right.
that. Appreciate that.
So it's the
Thank
green
you for this.
state of mind.
Beautiful words.
And you must be the Spartan. Yay.
Yes, you're right.
I'm not making fun. There's intrinsic meanings behind all these, the way they use them. But I can't
I
sit
see
there
what you
and
mean.
code out
I
every.
agree.
I can't pull out all the coding all in one video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. It's kind of warm today. I thought they said a cold front was
Sorry,
coming.
can you repeat?
I thought they said a cold front was coming. What's the temperature?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
It's 53 degrees.
Well, you did a marvelous job. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. That's 3D.
Clarified a lot of things.
So we'll get some glasses. We'll put some green lenses in and some blue lenses in, and we'll see how we can find the world.
Clarified a lot of things.
Right?
Make me think.
We don't want rose-colored glasses. Rose-colored glasses lead to magenta and to purple.
Well,
And purple requires you to have a king, and we don't need a king. We have a king. But
This
magenta
is
and
absolutely
purple,
perfect.
purple is royalty. We don't need that kind of royalty.
red
We have within the green, we have the all, and we already have a king. We already have a leader. It speaks to us intrinsically.
I figured
The purple, you only need the
Beautifully stated.
purple if you need a leader of a king. Right? The
Maybe
king
by the
is
next
purple.
show I'll have it
The
figured out.
purple is information, it's
Loving all
power,
these
but
facts you are
it's still
giving me.
lower than the Father, because the Father is all the aspects of the rainbow, and the other world is only the upper portion of
I
the
like
rainbow,
that
the
one.
purple portion of the rainbow. Right? However the rainbow looks, I forget. Now we have double rainbows, right? So you can see the worlds mirroring each other. That's the mirror effect. And then you have that dark spot between the two rainbows, the void up in there, where the spirits,
okay, I gotta
the spirits.
equate the other colors
You have
too.
both worlds.
Oh, Oh shoot.
mirroring each
See
other,
what
and
I
then you
mean?
have
That's
the
a
dark
lot.
spot in the middle where
So I just
the
take
in
a
between,
second
the
to
in between, the
myself.
purgatory, the spirit world in between here and here, the
Yeah.
unincarnated between both rainbows, because the spirit world is not a color, it's invisible, it's unvisible. It
Oh.
doesn't give off a spectrum of light.
Oh yeah, 'cause they're white and we're
Well, it doesn't necessarily. There's nothing for it to be reflected off of them.
okay.
This actually helps me
It's
understand the
darkness.
concept better. Thank you.
Okay.
And so you come into the light, and when you come into the light, it looks pleasant in both sides. But if you don't determine, if you get stuck, as in was it the book of the Bhagavad Gita? I can't say it. You have your different
That's
worlds:
really
your red
insightful.
world, your
Thanks for
green
putting it
world,
into
your
a new
yellow
perspective for
world,
me.
your blue world. Right? Those are the different
Okay.
worlds. The different colors in the rainbow are the different worlds. The green portion of the rainbow is where the different aspects of the worlds come together at one point.
Oh, okay. That's where you're getting the green.
And
Okay.
so,
Okay.
yeah, the green is in the center of the rainbow, and so each color of the rainbow is a different world.
That would be the Tibetan Book of the Dead to me because that's what I.
That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And so it explains the different worlds, the red world, And so this is the red world. And we're going to the magenta world and then the purple world.
Okay.
But there you have to those colors don't exist in this world but the frequencies change now, and then now they're also falsely proactively putting it out there more, because
Oh, I comprehend.
even if we're not at that frequency, the light that is given off is showing that frequency, and it interprets in the mind in a different way. And that's why all the headlights and the lamp lights are all purple now, and then they have some with a little bit of green and some with a little bit of yellow, because they're trying to balance it, right? They've taken the Higgs boson particle, the God particle, the God, and they've trapped him in a vessel, in a point in which they can observe it, and then adjust the equalizers and on each side of it from that point, so they know where they're at, so they can control, so they can potentially see all the potentialities, which is what
Well,
they're
this
doing with
sounds intriguing.
CERN. And so
I just want to be able to do stuff with you
we
without
have to-
getting in trouble.
We all have to.
break free from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all seeing from his eyes, mind you. And we're all watching this stuff happen and TV.
Yes,
and
you're right.
I guess that's why the truth is so important, is so you
Sorry,
see that
I didn't
it's
get
all
it.
a facade,
Can you repeat, please?
and it's distracting from the core.
They need
see.
they need to
You're
keep
right.
control of this world, to keep the Okay, so the Ben stone that the queen used to carry around
That's
under
very true.
her chair, just like the king Charles will now carry the Ben
Like us
stone
here.
around. The Ben stone is a section of the tablet, a piece of the foreworld matrix. It's
Really?
a piece of the
I'll look that
matrix,
up.
and any piece which is a hologram, and any piece of the hologram gives you the whole picture. And because they know how to use that, they can see the future. They can see the past. They can see to the left, to the right. You can't. And so they direct your path. That's why they are the king, they are the queen, and they are the purple, because they are up above us and can see down below because of their vantage point. But they don't have all the vantage points, because in the world of the Father, the God, the All, there is one marble who he has placed in such a vessel in which everything becomes visible and known. And you and I are going to find that. Yes, we are.
This was absolutely fascinating to me. Thank you for giving me this glimpse.
Well, we have no choice at this point.
What else are we doing? I mean, really, what are we doing? We're faking ourselves out by running around. The dollar's no good.
There's no choice.
What are you wasting your effort on? You're going after things they're going to take away from you. You own nothing, and you're not going to like it. They say you'll enjoy it. You're not
right.
going to like it.
It's all pointless.
It's all pointless. It'd be digits on a screen. What are you going to do with that? What Your
Yes,
value
you
is
made a good
numerical.
point.
So what has value? Does this have value anymore?
I have value.
Or does this crap here have value?
I have value.
This crap. Is this value? It's numbers. There's your one.
I'm valuable.
The one, right? Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's see if there's anything in here that
I
might
guess we can look at
describe.
this from a purely scientific standpoint.
Yeah, let's do science. A science. Oh, I lost my screen.
They're not gonna let you do your science.
Look at, I lost my.
As soon
Yep,
as you
they
start
froze
talking.
me up.
Yep.
All right.
Why did you lose your screen?
Well, I didn't lose it. The stream is still going, but I'm frozen. I'm frozen in time. I'm frozen, Tim.
Only so far, Tim.
Only so far, Timothy. Only so far.
In Tim.
I guess we'll look at the dollars another time when the screen works.
And do Tim.
They don't like that green.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And do Tim. Drop the E. Tim is time, and
Can't
time
wait
is.
till it works.
There's a reason for time. What is time? What is time?
Time is cyclical.
T is 20.
Yes,
T is
moments.
2. T is 11. I is 9. 11, 9. M is 13. 13 is both worlds, the infinite 8. The 4 and the 4. And E is 5. 5 is uncertainty. So time is uncertain.
Is it erasing your beginning, maybe?
No,
I'd
it's
agree
not.
with that.
It's not erasing anything.
Okay.
It's playing. It's just in the frozen screen mode. I don't know what causes that. It does that sometimes. I guess it gives more of a dramatic effect.
Oh, that's if you go 4 hours or above.
I see. I agree with you
It
there.
might be the memory and the tablet. Right?
I think I'm starting to understand you better now.
The tablet might only be able to hold so much, but I don't understand that because it's not storing there. Something else we have to figure out in this world.
I
Okay.
understand.
So if you can figure out how a computer works, you should be able to figure out how God works. The Father, the Mother, whatever you choose to call it, Frank, Henry, or Sue. That is what you love, or you should love, and your powers come from that, through the portal, through the mother, through the womb, through the vaginal secretions of love.
Home is what you make of it.
And the Father is the rod, the man,
This is
the
exactly
pole,
what I
that
wanted
which
to
you
know.
all ride.
Thank you.
And that's how you get from the pole to the portal to the void to here. And it's your choice as to what color drew you in.
This is definitely interesting.
So if you want to put your footsteps in the right place, start wearing some green. Because what you see and what you represent is who you are.
I'll make sure to do that.
It's your sound. I don't know if I'm F flat or
Thank you
F
so
sharp,
much.
but I'm definitely
I do
F.
appreciate that.
And so F comes from the F is the 1 and the 2
Sorry,
and the
what did
9.
you say?
And so 1 and 2 would be 3, and 3 is manifestation. And so F is the beginning of manifestation in the green with the Father, which is 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So with the Father and you together, you manifest.
Well,
And we
yes,
represent
thank you.
the F
Now I
here
know.
in the alphabet as position 6, and 6 carries power because it's you and the Father. You and the Father have the power because the power of the Father is within you. You are the 6, the 66, the 33, the 3, the 6. Everything you fear is the power, and they take that away from you because you're afraid to look into it. Especially the Bible
You
types.
have explained so beautifully.
And I'm not
I will
against
look at
them.
this
They're
further.
very close. They are very much on it. They are searching. They are looking. They are seeking, but not finding understanding.
Thank
There
you for
are
your
lots of
wisdom and
teachers.
insight. It
There are
is
lots of
priceless.
people making contributions to these teachers, and they're not leading them down any kind of path. You keep going around in the same circles of the verses and don't understand the verses. This is the verse, the verse, the verse, the single verse,
Very
the one
good
verse that
points.
makes all the
Thank
sound,
you.
the symphony, the harmony. You are each a universe. And each universe is one, universe. You're the verse. You are a sound. You are a note. You are a color or a combination of notes and colors, depending on your complexity of soul. And your soul is your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your experiences. And your soul is that which incarnates into a spirit. The spirit is of the Father. The spirit is anything that is physically manifested in this world, the four or the five world. And that is that which is the spirit. And there's an unembodied and there's an embodied spirit, and they have different realms, but they all overlay on top of the same within the 3D.
Thank you. I really like that interpretation.
I enjoy the Bible. I love to read the Bible. I listen to other people read the Bible. I listen to their interpretations, and by doing that, we are able to see between the letters, between the shapes, between the spaces, the dots and the diddles, and we can come to an understanding of what the morality should be and how we should proceed. Because as long as we follow nature, we're in the right path. Because we're following
I
God.
found this an interesting raid. Thanks for sharing your insights.
I hope it helps.
It definitely helps.
Hope in one hand and shit in the other.
Poop. 'Cause she
I think you were right about that.
got
Which hand is hope
poo.
and which hand is poo?
I believe it's both.
I think I'll just clear my mind
The hope
and
pee.
let him ride through with
The
his
hop.
own vision.
Which
That's
way will
what I
you
think.
hop? Which bunny rabbit will you seek out? Which fertility god do you worship?
I worship the fertility god of the night.
Oh,
Easter, Esther.
Can you
Yeah,
repeat,
I guess
please?
it depends on your mood.
But I just see a lot of
Got-
I see a lot of things differently than
Well,
most of
what
the people I
numbers you
run
want?
into.
Really?
What?
Because you're projecting numbers. If you think about it, you're projecting numbers, and those project the frequency or the sound, right?
Well, okay, so
Or
your
whatever.
mind, your brain, your
I mean,
peanut,
I don't have it
right?
all, but you know,
Your
I
two
can-
lobes of the mind, the left lobe and the right lobe represent different
I
numbers,
thank you for
right?
your well thought
Yeah,
out
so you're-
response.
And so-
You truly
putting a
illuminated
lens
my
on each
mind.
one
But
and his vision.
because the letters, the location of the sigil,
That
the
makes perfect sense.
the layout
I've
of
been
the
trying to
numbers
articulate this to others.
automatically
You have helped
code with the
immensely.
left or the right side of the mind. And so when you say 11 1 11, that all keeps it in the right brain, right? It automatically goes to the right brain. It goes to the abstract. You're able to see from that side, right?
Exactly.
The
Very
letters
well
and
said.
because they
Thank you very much.
put themselves in different parts of the mind, these different shapes and letters. And so just by saying them, the mind automatically lights up in those areas because of its.
Well, if he is everything, then he is that. all
Because
those
when I say a
numbers.
number, you vision it. And when you vision it, you're making neural connections. And
thanks
those
for
neural
this answer.
connections are
That
either
is
in the
indeed
left
pretty hard to
hemisphere or the right
conceptualize,
hemisphere
but
of
it's
the mind.
fascinating.
And those sigils have been found to place themselves in those lobes of the mind. But it depends on your education, how they were, and so they're trying to educate us all into the logic side of the mind, so that way everything that we see always goes to the to the to the to the left mind, because left controls
I've
the
never
right
even
body.
thought of that, but it makes perfect sense. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well,
And
he
I
said-
think the reason. Oh, go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I said that's what he.
I think the reason the Mandarin is what they want to go to is because it's a neutral language. It takes from both sides. It causes you have to logically see and calculate the sigil, but then it has a visual representation. Like this, the symbol represents a large phrase, a large encompassing vision. It's not like our single words like ball, and it like a hieroglyph. The image creates a larger idea.
Yeah.
Right. There's no vowels in it. There's none of that. It's just the concept of a larger idea, and you have to understand that that idea has to be explained to you. So you have to envision it, and then you learn how that vision is laid out. Right. These lines will represent that vision,
Yeah.
and so you use the logic and the abstract, and we only use the logic.
I'll definitely be more in tune to this idea from now on.
Right. Every bird has
I
a
find the
name, but
idea
all birds are
appealing.
called birds. But each bird has an independent family name.
Yeah.
But we just call them birds because they have wings.
I actually really like that.
But a chicken is different than a sparrow, and an owl is wiser than all. Because
I
the
can't
owl
argue with that.
has the portal, and it's from the dark world, the world from below, the owl and the bat. And the L, which is the 9.
I get
Or
it
no,
now.
the L is what? The 12, the manifestation. So the owl is 15, which
Oh,
is
I
6.
think I
That's the
understand
O.
now.
And the W is 23, which is 5, which is 23, which is 5. And
I
the
think I
L
get
is
it.
12, which is 3. So you have 5, 6, and 3. And so 5 and 6 are 11. And 3 is manifest. So you manifest a vision, right? And that's why they worship the owl over at that certain grove. And right now it's 111, 3 columns. So we're sitting on the foundations of the earth, and we can build from here because it's 1:11 p.m. We can build a new world. We can build a new idea. We can lay the foundation at 111 because at 111 is baseline. And now we're at 112, and so we're at the baseline 2 and 3. We can manifest that brick, and each brick is a data code. It's a bit of information, and so you put a bit of a brick, one brick on top of another, until you build an entire
this is an
sentence,
amazing
a
idea.
wall,
I love
one
this so
section of the
much.
house, a foundation, a cornerstone. And depending on your timing and the location of the stars, that foundation can become firm in many different worlds if you know what you're looking at.
I definitely get a lot of inspiration from these concepts.
So it's not about being good or bad. It's just about being at an even keel so that you can clear your mind enough to see these things.
Well, what is bad? Bad is what they taught us.
Well, it's just,
Bad is the opposite of the righteous.
yeah, it's just positive or negative, really. If you
But
boil
what
it down.
law? What is your
It's either
baseline
the
foundation? Your
frequency
baseline.
is negative or the frequency is positive. And
Your baseline foundation
I like
Is-
this explanation.
is set there by law, the wall, the LAW, right? Or the WAL. And so let's build that wall, they say, right?
Yes,
Let's build
that
that
is what I
law.
have been trying to explain. Thanks.
Okay. And so the wall, so we're clear. The wall is 23, or the W is 23, and the A is 1. And the L, what did we say the L was? Does anyone remember? Huh? Do you have it? The L is manifestation. It's 3. The L is 3. And so the law,
Yes, I've read it carefully.
the law is 3, 1, 23, which is 5, 6,
Yes, correct.
7, 8, and 9. So the law is God. And so the law was created to take the place of God instead of letting God be the law. And so a wall has 2 L's, and so 2 L's are 33, and 33 now makes it 9, 10, 11, 12, which is 3.
Okay,
So you can
now I get it.
manifest
Thanks.
with God with WALL instead of LAW. One lets you manifest, and the other one holds
Yes,
you by
that's
the law.
right.
So we have to get out of the law because nature is the law, and nature doesn't require a book because nature listens to the Father intrinsically, which comes through the mind as the law of the Father, the natural law. the wall in the mind, the red
This
sea
is
that
so
is
true.
blocked from the 4. All right,
Thank you for summarizing. This is so fascinating.
this is my morning coffee.
I love coffee. Can you say it again?
I don't know where to go
Seems
next.
to be some technical issue. I still don't hear what you're saying.
We gotta still live in this world, so we gotta get to.
I have to deliver food.
WRORK.
I agree.
I don't know what numbers those are.
Food,
I'm sure that it's not a good
FOOD,
number.
right? Food is what? Food. 2 portals, right? There's 2 portals in food, and food is the F. The F is green. The food comes from green. Green is the matrix. The matrix is the analog. The F, the manifestation of the Father, the food, the sustenance, that which He creates for you to consume, as you are so important that He would not leave you without any food. And so the double portal is this world and the other world, creating the food in the middle. The energy of the 2 worlds create the fruit in which we eat. And so you have a double portal, and the D is the representation of the foundation and the dome above the earth, that which we sit inside. And so the fruit comes from both worlds and manifests into both worlds as something delicious that we can consume, and we're consuming the positive and negative energy of the fruit depending on what more was fed to it. So in this world we feed it negative, in that world they feed it positive, and together we get something that's consumable and not too over toxic.
You have explained so beautifully. No? Why not?
All right.
I was breathing.
I'm sorry, but I still can't hear you.
I have to fix my tail light too.
I know,
Strokes your tail.
We have to work. WORK.
Work, right? Work 23, uncertainty, portal, R. R is 18, that's 9, and then the K, which is the king. We never talk about it. So the R is 18, which is 9, the K is 11. So you have your 9, 11. You have your portal, which is 16, which is, or 15, which is 6. And so, and then you have your 23, which is 5, and 5 and 6 are 11. And the R is another 9, and the K is another 11.
Thanks.
So you have
Now I
11, 9,
understand.
11, 9. Or 11, 9,
I'm
9,
watching
11,
9,
right?
9 as I type this.
WO is 11.
But
It
what am I-
changes so
but
quickly
what
this
am I
time.
working on?
And then 9,
Yeah.
and then 11. So it's 11, 9, 11. So work is on, yeah,
Where's my current going?
exactly. Do I know where I'm at? Why am I in this world? Well, because you chose to be. Because you got distracted by the red. You like, oh, that's red. Let me go check that out. That's that lady in red. They're telling you where you're at.
Calm down.
That red is the
I'm
lust.
just going to have to get used to that red for now.
The red is the loins, the you know what it is. If you're here, you know what the red is.
I don't know what it is.
You know what it is. What does red represent, my love?
It's like the color of love.
No, the color of love is green.
Oh, I get it now.
Color of love is green. Green is that which manifests.
Well, what's gonna feed you?
That is very true.
Food. The F, the green. You can't grow anything. They're trying to grow stuff in magenta right now, but
I
it
love
comes
the
out
green.
in different colors and not so
I mean,
nutritious.
it's the whole concept of that communion, right? You can either think of it as bread and wine or blood and and what is it? The body.
I agree with you with that.
You have two ways to go with that. Those are two different metaphors.
Yes, I think I understand now.
And yes, it's so as though we're supposed to live for the all, the one. We still need the food here. So you have to love the green, and the green is the most important.
I understand now. Thank you.
Because you're living for him, right?
So G is 7, R is 18,
Yes, that is
E is
exactly
5,
right.
E is 5, N is 14. So the
The
number
other way
becomes
you're living for you.
79555. Right, so you have 7 and 9. You have the desire, you have the Father, and then you have the 1, and then you have the 11. So you
Very
have
good. I have understood that
7,
now.
9, and 11. And so that comes
Yes,
up to
I understand now.
that comes out to be 18, and 18 is 8 and 1 is 9. And so green is the Father. Yeah.
And you're living for him.
Aha, I get it now.
You're not living for the blood that is you.
The blood.
That's selfish, and that's alone.
Blood. Blood is
I agree with you on that.
B is 2, L is 12. So 11, 12. So 11, 3. So the blood manifests through the portals of 0, 0, which is 6 and 6, which is 15
I understand
and
that now.
15. And then the D is 4, right?
I see it now. Sorry, what did you say?
So you have 2, 3, 6, 6, 4. So 6 and 6 is 12,
I see
13,
now.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And so blood is 21, which equals 3. And so blood is able to manifest life, right?
Oh, I understand now.
Blood manifests life.
I know now.
Right. Without blood, you can't manifest. Without blood, you can't life.
True. But here in this realm, you need things, and you're supposed to be living for him. So you utilize those things to create for him. So you're creating yourself by utilizing the green that grows around you,
Okay.
and you're living for him.
This is deep.
The blood is second. Right?
I need all of this right this very now.
Well, it's just the words we use, if we
This
break
is
them down to their
overwhelming.
simplest number, shows us where their origination is, shows us where their power is,
Okay.
where the presumed power was when we created the words. In the beginning,
That's so very true.
all the animals were named, right? They were all given a name.
I'm sorry, but
They
I
were-
still can't hear you.
They represented something. Their names represent what their capabilities are. Right? What was it? God gave Adam
I
the
think I
power
get it
to
now.
name all the creatures of the earth. And he gave him the power, and so he was giving them the names in which the energy they carried, their abilities
it
were
now.
given within their name.
So he gave them a name, which meant they were powerful and could do great things.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, but I still can't hear you.
Well, 2, 9.
I think I understand.
Yeah, I do. I'll get it. I just went off in my own
18.
thought and went off away from the class, and I have to get back with the class here.
4, 9, 2, 9.
Okay, I'll be here if you need me.
9, 4. So a bird is
I'll always be
11,
here for
9, 9, 4.
678 to 120. I'll never forget that number.
That's right.
You gonna call me?
It's a good number.
You gonna call me?
So bird equals 24, which
I
means
will.
it's 6. And 6 is what?
I'm going to call you.
What does 6 represent? C.
Okay, I'll remember that.
What does the number 6 represent?
See, I don't know. I guess I'll find out when we get some more time together.
No, what does the number 6 represent?
C is for cake.
Not C, the number SIX.
I got that wrong. My bad.
Okay, so you're just gonna ignore me, right? That seems about right. 6 is power.
No, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah, and they don't have emotion. They don't have no humor. Nothing like that at all. Nope, nope, nope. No mind of their own at all. Nope.
Oh, okay. So you
Not at
think
all.
they're mean. Got it.
I don't know. All right, well, what else can we add to that?
Sorry, can you say it again?
What else can we add to this?
Seems to be some technical issue. I still don't hear what you're saying.
I guess that's about it. We'll just
I was just commenting on your loveliness, that's all.
You're so sweet. Thanks for making me feel better.
Oh no. I touched the fork and now the tablet.
Don't worry. You are sweet.
You can see how I have this stuff rigged up in here. I got a fork holding up the tablet because my little rubber's in
I know what you mean.
the phone case, or the holder fell out,
Got lost.
and so now it slides through like a hot knife through butter. Slides right out of the cradle,
Oh,
unless I prop it up with a
unbelievable.
plastic fork. Who's getting forked now? So yeah,
I know. I can't even imagine.
it's something. Man,
Lots of person.
everyone keeps going, and the money's no good. It's amazing.
It's overwhelming.
It's all because it's the belief. It's a faith. They have faith in it. They have a belief in it.
That's so true.
And so it keeps it legitimate until people stop having faith in it, and then it becomes just as worthless as I said it always was.
I tell you, it's been tough watching
I
people
agree.
have everything.
You still have to use it, right? You still have to use it, but you don't have to make it everything about
You're
you.
absolutely right.
It's because we're in the red world. Well, it's becoming
Precisely.
it's becoming magenta, blended. I don't even know what to call it anymore.
I think it is magenta now. It just hasn't showed during the day.
Well,
I would call
it's,
it perfect.
It's bleeding over, but the green is it's a blend between the green and the magenta, and so both are still overlaid here. But
Yeah, it's halfway here at least. Because it's here at night.
see
you can
that.
see it in the sky. You can see it when the moon rises. You can see it in the tablets
well,
and the phones.
they're not out there trying to save nature.
the
They're just
TVs.
keeping nature, because the matrix is which we live in, and God
Yep,
created the
totally
matrix,
makes sense.
right?
Thanks for the detailed
God
explanation.
created the computer board. So whoever God is, he's a great programmer.
He absolutely is.
I'll continue to search until I drop. I ain't stopping.
I would love to hear what you find.
Let's see. There's an aspect none of us are considering in that, as real as the metaverse is for those beings that are in there, that they will assume their bodies are just as real as you assume your body is here, and neither one of us is right in assuming that our bodies are real. They're real in the sense that they work in these matrices, but the real world came from outside of it, and we're all likely in some gelatinous pod somewhere in a long-term sleep doing a interactive experience that we chose. I call this the Adam and Eve story. It's
I
like
love this
the
theory.
Legend of Zelda.
Wholeheartedly believe it.
And so, while the evil ones seem evil, what they're intrinsically trying to do is to elevate your consciousness that above the natural background of nature. And so they are helping you to understand
This is an
subconsciously what
intriguing
is
idea
going on
because
in
it
the world.
intuitively seems like a logical conclusion.
Yeah, what he said.
I was going to say that the idea of our consciousness being above nature is not so arbitrary.
Right. Continue.
Story.
I agree with you.
Continue with that thought pattern, with that stream of thought.
I think these patterns are quite good.
Continue.
It shows a process of continuous change from a simple to a more complex form.
It does, and so that means the cycle is going to get more complex.
Yes, it is.
The problem with complexity is that you can't pick up the pieces and put it back together because it became so complex that nobody can, and no one single entity can put all the pieces. No one can put all of Humpty Dumpty back together again because they didn't know how it went together to begin with. They didn't have a blueprint, so they didn't know where the pieces fit in. And if you don't know that, then you have a box of empty parts at the end of the day and your brake pads fall off when you're going down the road. That was
This
many
makes a lot
thoughts
of
coming
sense.
into one.
Thank
That
you.
was something. And so anything that is green, that is of nature, is of feeding you. The smoke, the tobacco, the word tobacco is not inherently evil. In fact, tobacco is what keeps you from getting Alzheimer's and dementia and sick. It also fights viruses.
Interesting fact.
It
Thanks
fights
for the
the virus
insights.
of the mind. It allows the mind to relax and to come into the alpha state. But they want you all hyperactive and super sensitive and kept in the beta state.
Yes, the spinach, Popeye,
I understand this much now. Thanks again.
green.
Are you,
The negative of
see,
green.
are you beta or alpha?
I'm a beta, and I'm very aware of that.
Okay. I'm an alpha.
Yes, I noticed.
What are you, Christina?
I'm alpha.
Okay.
I don't take
Well, I know what I am.
Well, and once you know where you stand, then you can start to walk in that direction.
That's right.
But I love to learn with others. It'd be
Well, that
better,
doesn't mean you're not.
better, and
that-
better, and better.
It's
I'm
not
glad you do.
it's not a strength thing.
Oh, I know.
It's a frequency of the mind,
Oh, no.
right? Beta means submissive, but it's only because you're not in a deep thinking pattern.
Very smart.
You're
like
in a
that.
reaction. You're in a reactatory. That's not a word. You're in a reactionary state of mind
Well, I
instead
guess I'm an alpha, but I'm a beta too. Whenever
Well, we all go through
whenever
both,
I
but
meditate, which is quite often. So I guess I'm in a beta state of mind all the time because I'm listening to the
the
thought.
worries, the concerns, the future
that
thoughts,
guy.
that's all beta.
Oh, okay, no.
And the calmness is the alpha because it slows down the mind. And when you slow down the mind,
Okay, then I'm alpha because my mind is slow.
well, not in speech, but or even understanding. But yeah, it's that resting
Thank you for
point
explaining.
in the
I will
mind.
keep that in mind.
Because if you're in a beta state, you can't see that dot in the center eye, right? You can't see that circle. Because your eyes aren't shut. Your breath isn't slowed. You're you're doing things. You're shopping. You're working. You're anything but alpha. Because all those aspects are servitude. Are there's no. They're
I
reactionary.
get what you're saying.
It
They're
goes nowhere.
They're habitory.
It goes nowhere. It's like if you meditate, then you start thinking about the whole aspect of yourself.
Frames per
So
second.
you have a purpose over thinking that way.
Beta is like
compared
frames per
to-
second, and the faster you go, the more frames you miss, the more images you miss between those segments of time.
Oh,
And alpha allows you to slow down when you're flipping the picture cards, like the old days when you had the wheel with all the pictures on it, and you flip through it, and it would show an image.
oh, okay.
How they began movies, started making movies. In the beta, in the alpha state, you're able to see each image independently, and you can observe it, and you
Oh
can
wow,
understand it.
interesting.
In the
That's
beta
pretty
state,
much
it just
exactly
goes
the
right
info
by.
I was looking for.
You're just
Thanks.
spinning that wheel. You're not looking at each individual. You're missing frames. So there's things walking around and you're missing because you flip by the card too fast.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, these lines in the
I guess I'm still figuring
these
things out.
painted lines in the sky are there to alternate our visual patterns, to obscure those things which are in the mists of the above.
I think I understand what you mean.
It hides it hides the misty spirits, so you don't get
It quite possibly is.
fearful until they fully manifest. So right now they're manifesting and they're still in the mist form, and as the manifestation continues to increase, they will become more solid. They will become more part of this world. But right now, it's like looking at a two-dimensional image. You can only see the cut that's in front of you. You have to mirror it, and then it has to grow in depth and solidity. And so they will appear, and they will be enormous, and you will all be fearful, because that's how it works. Because the ones who are going to be fearful are the ones who aren't listening to things like this. They're watching WWF, right? For as much
This
fun
is the
as it
best
is,
explanation
it
I've seen
doesn't
so far.
it
I
doesn't give
definitely
you
think you got
anything
it.
but violence, right? The world gives you nothing but violence. It gives you no understanding. The understanding that you think you're getting from the square box colleges are that which trap you in the red world and will lead you to the magenta purple world. And there's very little things that lead you back to the
That
green
was some
world.
wisdom right there. Thank you.
The things of the world are not taught in school.
Can you repeat, please?
The things of the world, the things of nature are not taught in school.
Thank you for your great answer. I'm really learning a lot here.
Well, that's my intention. Because by you learning,
I'm sorry, but I still can't hear you.
by you learning, I come to better understanding of who I am.
Well, they teach, to grow and things like that, but there's certain other things that they don't teach in that, like the care. The spit that you should put on the seed first to
Thank you for explaining this to
Yeah.
me.
put
I
yourself
appreciate
into
it.
the creation.
Spit on the seed,
and
definitely.
talk to the creation and feel the creation and vibrate with the creation and live it for him. I mean, hell, it
I
all
have to
goes
say
back
that
to
I
that.
find it fascinating.
Everything
I want
just
to learn
keeps-
more about it.
goes back to that all the time.
Yeah.
Everything you're seeing, everything you're looking at is
I enjoy the science of the mind.
It's him.
I
All the
enjoy
bad,
it.
all the good.
I enjoy it too. And then what you have are the facts of life. The facts of life.
When the world doesn't seem to be living up to your dreams, suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you.
That's for sure. That's very cute of you.
Did he disappear because of that?
No, he didn't disappear. I had to.
Because I went, "Arr, arr, arr."
No, no, that's for sure. That's silly. You're silly. What are you doing?
Me? Yep, that's about it. We're getting to work because that's the facts of life.
Sure, you're small business with a fellow small business owner. Talk to
That's
an agent
right.
today.
Yeah,
Talk to an agent today.
they're your neighbor.
There's a place you gotta go for learning all you ought to know about the facts of life. The facts of life. In your books and what you there about, what the books and what you care about. The time is right to learn the facts of life. When the world never seems to be living up to your dreams, it's time you started finding out what everything is all about. When the boys you used to hate you date, I guess you best investigate the facts of life. Gotta get 'em right. The facts of
I never listened to the whole song.
Fantastic. Fantastic. This is beautiful. All right. Well, I think we should wrap up this stream. And I don't know. We'll come back in a little bit. And we'll learn about our ABCs and all that. Right?
Get her 1, 2, 3s.
Oh, yeah.
Decisions.
I know, right? Decisions everywhere. That's right. It's crazy, huh? So many decisions. I don't like any of those choices. But we're going to have to wrap this up. And so I have to wrap this up with some kind of something.
So what?
Huh?
So what?
So what?
What are you gonna?
I don't know.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to feel the sound.
All right.
Right. What will, let's see what they bring us. What sound? What sound? What is here for me? What is laid in my path? Why do you like that?
It's a drum roll.
Breaking news, we have a financial crisis at hand. The CBDC is coming to you soon. Hello. Get ready for the show. Money, that's what we want. We want money. Money. That's right. That's what, it's children's money songs. No, we don't want that. Yeah. No, that's not it. Oh, this isn't working so hot. Lisa, money, pizza meat.
Oh, the dental.
I don't know, yeah. Everyone's got something going on here. Oh, huh? Yeah, I know.
I like playing that game. When you get into the dome and all the money drops. It wasn't for the money.
It's the end.
It was never for the money. It was just to grab
This is-
as many as I could. I didn't know what it was. I was a child. I didn't know.
Well, it's the end, so we might as well end it with the money, right?
Hey, grew on trees.
No.
Green. Positive or negative.
So here we go. Welcome to another show. Welcome to the verse, the greatest show on the earth, the ear, the TH, that which we all walk upon. Hello, Father, and we'll see you soon with another topic of unknown origin. Hello, goodbye, love and kisses. See you soon. Christina,
Hey, Father.
we love you too. Take care, one and all,
Good night, Steve.
and we'll see you soon. Walk to the sea.